Crowds of people of all ages, all genders, and all walks of life are marching side by side here in Toronto to mark International Women's Day. They're demanding equality and justice for women. Similar events are taking place across Canada and around the world.
It's important for everyone who's involved in public life in Canada to show that a lot of work continues to be required to really create equality between women and men in our society.
We have a political system where women are not equally represented with men at the legislature, at city councils, at the national parliament. I mean, these are all things that we need to address if we're going to have true equality. And so today we recommit ourselves to those struggles.
And it is a chance for women every year to recognize that we still don't have equal pay, that we still have discrimination, that we need good jobs to be able to raise our families. And so those are the issues that we want to take to the streets, and we want to provide a voice for, and we want to support those politicians that are out there doing the right thing.
Politicians from all levels of government joined students, labor unions, and women from diverse organizations in calling for change, including an end to the gender wage gap.
Our local is 22,000 people. 75% of them are women. But the majority of our jobs are part-time jobs. And that's the worst thing, because they don't have a lifestyle and they don't get to go home to their children.
You know, in Canada, in this day and age, women still only earn 77 cents for every dollar a man earns. So we've got to start working on equal pay for work of equal value, and we start doing it in earnest.
As a proportion of women's income, there was a study that showed, it's can be 37%, 40% of a woman's income to pay for childcare. So it's a huge issue, finding it, affording it, and making sure that it's a quality space.
Racism, poverty, and issues facing Aboriginal communities also took center stage.
We want the issue of missing and murdered Aboriginal women addressed, but a real change to Aboriginal communities. And so we want to show the government that support from Canadians really is out there. At the same time, we see new movements for civil rights like Black Lives Matter, and we want to provide a platform for them and champion their message of equality for everyone.
Participants are hopeful politicians will finally heed their call to action.
There's a lot of hope and optimism with a new government in Ottawa.
We're on the backs of women that started this, and I think it's so important. And I mean, nothing's over till it's over. We've gone this far. This is over 100 years old. And if we keep fighting back, we will eventually be an equal.
Progress is always incremental. Change is always incremental. I think there's much greater awareness of the issues of violence against women, around racism, sexism. We have greater representation of women as elected representatives, but we still obviously have a long way to go. International Women's Day is about celebrating our victories, but also renewing our effort to fight for change.
Reporting from Toronto, Ontario, I'm Heather Seaman.